himself has given him, and his life eternal. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jenna Lee. I am passionate about restoring homemaking skills that maybe have been forgotten here on our 100-year-old farm. Today I have a little bit of everything for you, from cleaning up and decorating our wraparound porches for the summer, a little bit of sewing, and some cooking from scratch. Today we are making some homemade marshmallows and attempt at graham crackers. I don't know if I'm the only person here that has some hideous and embarrassing places in their home that need attending, but the front porch has turned into one of those places. The cats and the dogs have taken over the front porch throughout winter and spring, and our beautiful patio furniture out here has taken a hit, especially the covers. The cats have used them for bedding during the winter time. So I'm going to do what any homemaker would do, or queen of the house, and that is to take back my front porches and make them beautiful again. As this pregnancy continues and I just get huge, I find myself relying more and more on the people in this home to help me. And I'm learning so much and learning that that's totally okay. It's good for all of us to learn how to work as a team. I always say there's nothing wrong with some hard work and some humility. But I'm also learning that we could be working all the time. There is always something to do. The tasks never end. And as a mother, you're never bored. There is always laundry to be done, floors to be scrubbed, and work to do. But I'm also learning that there needs to be a balance. And there needs to be joy and fun. And sometimes we have to make the fun happen. In fact, in most cases, we have to create those moments. So really, what is it all for? What is all the decorating for? The cooking, the hard work, the cleaning? It's for creating a place and a space for moments to happen. So I wanted to try my hand at some homemade marshmallows. I thought we could decorate the porch with a patriotic theme, get ready for the 4th of July, and learn how to make our own s'mores and just create a special moment with the family. I always say, don't be afraid to try new things. I'm always experimenting in the kitchen, and these marshmallows was definitely a scientific experiment for me. The only obstacle is that my candy thermometer has broke. So here I am using a meat thermometer, which I do not recommend, since this sugar content needs to boil to a temperature of 240 and my thermometer only goes to 220. But that just makes this experiment even more experimental. So I exercised some faith here and just eyeballed it and said a little prayer, and you know what? These marshmallows turned out just fine. I simply reminded myself that some people have been making candy for hundreds of years without special equipment, and they just learned how to eyeball it. So I continued on. I also had to use my hand beaters since the bowl in my KitchenAid has broke. I don't know what's going on around here. Everything seems to be breaking, but nonetheless, I am pressing forward, and it's not stopping me from making yummy things in the kitchen. So this marshmallow recipe simply is gelatin and sugar, and you have to beat it for about 15 minutes or until the marshmallow becomes stiff. And don't worry, I'm going to put this recipe down below. It actually was surprisingly much more simple than I thought. My goodness, who wouldn't want a marshmallow pop? That is a marshmallow. That is so magical. Oh my goodness. Who knew? As much as I love feeding my family natural products, this recipe does have corn syrup and white processed sugar. I was trying to really go for that classic white marshmallow. But that being said, you could substitute the corn syrup for honey or maple syrup. That liquid sugar really helps bring it together and keeps that sugar from crystallizing. I just didn't want to give you guys any false pretense here telling you that this is a healthy marshmallow or a natural marshmallow, because it's not. But it did taste like a true marshmallow, but better because it's homemade. So I've been on YouTube for about 2 years and have recently hit some major landmarks, like hitting 2,000 subscribers and finally being able to be a part of the YouTube Partner Program. It only took me 2 years, guys. I'm joking. That actually feels like forever and is much longer than maybe a lot of other people take here on YouTube. But there has to be something to be said for being persistent and really just showing up for the love of creating and the love of providing good content for good people here on the internet. So I wanted to direct your attention down to the thanks button down below and invite you to support the channel. There are options on the thanks button that are from $2 to $200. So anything that you add will go right back into this channel. Put it right back into some of these creative ideas and projects and pay for maybe some new equipment so I can make better high quality content, and just really encourage the channel and encourage me to keep going. So on to making graham crackers. I have never made a cracker in the kitchen before. Actually, if you have made crackers at home before, I would love for you to put down in the comments your recipe for any type of crackers: sourdough crackers, graham crackers, cheddar crackers. I would love to go at crackers again. These graham crackers were more like a chewy graham cracker cookie. They definitely did not resemble a cracker. They were much too moist. So I'm not sure exactly what I did wrong here, but I'm going to have to try my hand at graham crackers once again. But you know, this is just the process of learning and learning how to cook from scratch. And they were so delicious anyway. They turned into s'more chewy sandwich cookies, and they were delicious. So check out these super cute antiques that I have picked up from the thrift stores and from my local antique store for a really good price. I like to shop my home when I am going to decorate a new space before I just go out and buy a few new things. A couple of new things here are the red and white pitcher and this little tray that I thought were perfect for 4th of July. And I also found these Flow blue china plates that were only $1 a piece because they were chipped. And I don't really care if they're chipped. I just loved the look of them. So I'm just pulling everything out that is red, white, and blue and putting it here on the table so I have something to work with. I have also been collecting copper molds for the past couple of years, and with the intention of putting a copper collection in my kitchen up on the wall. So I'm going to incorporate a little bit of copper so they're not just sitting in my chest collecting dust. Nothing quite says American white 4th of July farmhouse porch than these patriotic bunting banners. So I didn't even know they were called bunting. Did you know they were called buntings? I had no idea, but I'm in love with them. And I ordered 4 of them for $17 on Amazon, and I'll put the link down below. But they just really added that flair of patriotic celebration that I was looking for here on the porch. I also grabbed some baskets of flowers that were on sale, and I love to put baskets of flowers. Sometimes I put them together myself, and this year I just didn't have the energy, so I was able to buy them instead. One of the new items that I am adding here to the porch is this enamel antique table that I picked up from my local antique store this week for $45. And I really wanted to create a space that we could come out in the morning and have some breakfast, or in the evening sit down, have a little bit of ice cream or a lemonade, and just a place to enjoy the view of summer.
Tell you what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Hey darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with.
The one thing that this patriotic porch was missing were some patriotic textiles. So I decided to make some envelope pillowcases. Now, a couple of years ago, I made a video on how to make envelope pillowcases, and they are the easiest sewing project, and they, for me, make the biggest difference because I can just take whatever pillow insert I have already and change the whole cover, change the look of it, and it's a project that is simple enough that me as a beginning sewer feels completely comfortable and confident in creating this piece. For this project, you just need a couple yards of your favorite fabric, a pillow insert, and you just measure the size of your pillow insert. So if it is 17 by 17, then you just make sure to cut out a 18 by 18 piece of fabric. This project has 3 pieces of fabric that you cut out, One for the front and the back are 2 pieces of fabric because it's an envelope pillowcase and it conveniently opens up so you don't have to add a zipper or buttons or any of that, a little bit more complicated technical sewing pieces. So it really is quite easy. And I'll put the video link down below so you can get a full detailed tutorial on how to make this. So sometimes what can go wrong will go wrong. And I don't know if it was just pregnant brain or what, but I didn't wind my bobber quite right. And so when I put it into my sewing machine decided to go to berserk and just kind of ejected all the pieces inside. So I am not quite sure how to put this thing back together, but I am sure I'm going to have to go onto YouTube and figure out how to put my sewing machine back together. So alas, I ended up with 3 pillowcases instead of 4, and I just kept marching forward. But look how adorable these pillowcases turned out. I just love this red and white buffalo check. And I put the other pillows on the rocking chairs, and I just pulled out this tablecloth and thought that would be cute to throw over the rocking chairs, add a little bit more pattern and textiles. And I love the simplicity, and the red, white, and blue is so classic. So it's s'more time. And after these marshmallows have been sitting in the fridge, kind of cooling and drying out, it's time to cut them. This powder that's all over them is powdered sugar, and that's essential to keep the marshmallows from sticking to each other. And so as you cut the marshmallows, make sure that you are re-dipping them into the powdered sugar so that they don't stick together. I've seen some recipes that have cornstarch all over them, but I definitely would prefer to have powdered sugar all over them instead of cornstarch because it takes quite a bit of powder to keep them from all sticking. These marshmallows are light and fluffy and sweet and everything that a marshmallow should be. And they melt beautifully. They melt quicker than the store-bought marshmallows. So keep that in mind when you are putting your s'mores together, that these melt very quickly. But I thought this would also be a great recipe to add to a cake, a jello mix, or brownies, and have them melt all over something. So I'm definitely going to be using this recipe in the future for future desserts. Creating special moments can take effort, or maybe I should just say thoughtfulness, to remember to slow down, to take a break, to look at the people around you, the faces of your children, and really think about what they need and what they need at that time. And sometimes what they need is just you, your attention, your thoughtfulness. And so all this effort is so worth taking the time to create intentional moments where you are present, looking into the faces of your children and creating memories. And the best memories that we create here at the farm are the simple moments, just sitting around the campfire, roasting a few marshmallows, watching the kids climb the trees. And these are my favorite moments. These are the moments that I hope they remember. And pretend that Mom made some rockin' homemade marshmallows. Recipes are in the description box. Make sure to check out that thanks button. I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you showing up every week, and I'll see you next time. Love you lots. Uh-oh. You caught me. I'm like, what am I going to do with all of this marshmallow cream? You want to try some?
How do you make marshmallow?
You caught me eating the marshmallow cream. How embarrassing.